Maniac Beats.
Someone hit me with a question at the time they didn't know. If they want to make a difference, how far would it really go? In life, you get rewarded for every seed that you sow. So we're building a community to help to make them grow. I'm a Trini-born, Brooklyn raised, Ghanaian from latter day. Always repping Africa, even when I'm not on the stage. I have to get back at you if you ain't riding on the wave. I'm all about Pan-Africa, the ancestors who paved the way. It's cool chillin' in NYC. How about them African children who went to bed hungry? How about On the other hand, if I didn't see the motherland, media kept it hidden like it's contraband. But them lies got popped like a rubber band. Gonna tour hardcore, you can understand. Beautiful land, beautiful people. What you see today is just a preview. 2022 is the sequel. 2022 is the sequel. Coming to Ghana tour. People in the front said they want some more. People in the back, let me hear encore. Let me hear encore. Africa hardcore. Coming to Ghana tour. People in the front said they want some more. People in the back, let me hear encore. Let me hear encore. Africa hardcore. Take me to Ghana.
Hello, platform. This is Africans Leaving America. I am Afia Koomson, and I have a wonderful guest with me today. Can you please introduce yourself to the platform, sis?
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Doctress, me Akuah, and I am completely excited to be here. I'm excited about this interview. I'm ready to get started.
Avi. Oh my goodness. When I saw you in Ghana, sis, you just look so comfortable, like you were just, all by yourself, you were riding in a car, eating your little watermelon. You just blended in like a local, sis. You blended in. So that brings me to my first question. What made you choose Ghana, and was it everything that you expected and more?
Wow, well, the reason why I chose Ghana is a bit complex. First off, that is actually where my ancestors are from.
Okay.
My maternal and paternal great-grandparents were from Ghana.
Okay.
One left Ghana and went to Trinidad. The other left Ghana and went to Tobago. And 3 generations later, my parents met up in Trinidad, completely unaware of the genealogy and things of that nature.
Wow.
And what happened was, it was actually on their wedding day that they realized that not only are we from Ghana, because we knew that much, but that we are from the same family in some way. What happened was, my grandmothers on both sides had married off and discarded their maiden names and taken on different last names. So my parents didn't have their Ghanaian names.
Mm-hmm.
But at the wedding, all of the uncles on both sides who had maintained their actual names had the same last name. So it was like, wait, you're Kwashi from which side of the family?
Wow.
Understand? So what happened was, mind you, this is like 43 years later, we still haven't gotten to the bottom of it, because we have no connect still with our family in Ghana. We just know that that's where our family's from.
Lineage.
So that is actually one of my lifelong goals, ultimately, is to connect with my family that I know is from Ghana. That's one reason. The other reason really is I feel like Ghana is the prime location for my Pan-African initiative, as I call it. The premise is that historically, strategic effort has been placed into exploiting resources, into removing human capital, and into capitalizing on free or cheap labor of our people. This has been going on for millennia.
Yeah.
And I say that because I want to include the transatlantic slave trade, the Arabic slave trade, and more modern derivatives of slavery that include mass incarceration and exploitative globalization,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
These are all of the things that are impacting our people, and these are strategic efforts that have occurred on the micro, meso, and macro level in order for these things to take place. So, I feel that in order for us to restore things to the natural order, what we would need to do is then make significant strategic change on the micro, meso, and macro levels, but now in the opposite direction. And in order to do so, this is something that we need to do as a people. And for me, I found that Ghana was the best place for me to do so. And I'll tell you why. On the macro level, for instance, Ghana has made accommodations and even invited Africans throughout the diaspora to come.
One of the only places.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, September 23rd of last year, the current president of Ghana actually went to the White House and met with the vice president. And the point of that meeting was actually to solidify, and I quote, the bilateral relationship between countries. So that is some change happening on the macro level. On the meso level, there are organizations like mine that are working towards mobilizing resources and things of that nature. My initiative has to do with creating sustainable pipelines that will, in time, be able to mobilize resources from the places that have these resources that, quite frankly, had taken them from our land. Let's not forget where these organizations are really getting, a lot of their fundings from. For instance, here are, and this is also, on a meso level of things that is disturbing. Places like Bank of America or Wells Fargo, they are literally built upon capital that is directly generated from slavery. We have cities like Bristol and Liverpool that thrive today in the UK, but these were hubs for the slave trade. You see what I'm saying? So, if we're going to do things in the opposite direction, we now need to find ways, the pipeline, so to speak, or whatever. People take different approaches, but that's my initiative. And my perspective is that we do need to create some sustainable pipelines in order to mobilize resources back to the motherland. And that's something that we would need to do as a people. And to bring it back to why I chose Ghana, even on the micro level, there's been big change. Look at the year of return. In 2019, look how many people.
That was amazing.
As individuals,
so many, prominent people showed up for that.
Okay, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can see the domains of change on each level occurring in Ghana, and I'm elated that I'm able to identify these things in the land of my ancestors. So this is the reason why I am so, interested in Ghana, why I'm loving Ghana so much. I didn't even think that I was going to get attacked so quickly. That's what was the surprising thing for me. But
you blended in, honey, you blended in. I mean, I was like, hey, she's a local.
That was so cool for me. I felt so welcome. Oh my God.
Yeah. And that's how most of us feel when we go to Africa. We are like, look, when we come back to the States, we got to figure out a way how to get back permanent. But we got to do it right, because once we get there, we don't want to come back, So we have to be strategic with this thing,
This is, oh my gosh, you took words right up out my mouth. Yeah. Yes, that is right. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it was more than I expected. I was worried a lot about if I was going to be able to blend in, and everything was fine. I had a great time. And then I met, as soon as I got there, I met someone I spent some time in the Kapinski, and when I was there, I was in the pool and a guy came up to me and he was like, you sound like you're from where I'm from. So I'm like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Flatbush. I'm like, You're from my neighborhood? Like, all right, wait. Because we're in Akuah right now. How are you from my hood?
Right,
He
right,
heard
right.
me talking earlier in the breakfast area because they had a nice buffet breakfast. And I guess from the way I was talking, he was like, oh, please. I know for sure she's not just from Brooklyn, she's from like my neighborhood.
My goodness.
Approached me later on. And I was just like, and that was within just a few days of me being there. That's before I even got to Elmina and
right before you got acclimated with everything.
Please.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, African Americans, you know, we all up and through Africa, whether it be the East, the West, you know, the South. We don't really go to the North too much, but we all up and through Africa right now because we are looking for change, you know, and change right now is necessary because we are living our ancestors' dreams. They wish that they can go back home. You know, they wish and I long for that.
Like a part of that was you know, I experienced a part of that when I was on the plane. I don't know, as soon as I landed, the feeling that I had was strange. Now I'll tell you this. I'm born in Trinidad. I came up here when I was 4. So I was the one out of everyone who was really upset about leaving the Caribbean, and I really disliked it here the first few years because I had already started school and I was already playing around in Trinidad school early. So I'm like, what is this? Where are the trees? This is this can't be real. So when I would go back to Trinidad, I would get a feeling of nostalgia. I would get a feeling that's like a relief, like yes. But for the first time I had gone to Ghana, the feeling I felt was like, finally you made it after all this time. You made it. Whoa, where's all this coming from? What is this? You know, so it was it was a journey that was spiritual for me. It was beautiful. It was more than I expected. It was.
Right.
That link will help both sides of my family. What I'm saying. So this is like, and I must say that I purposely joined the Africans Leaving America group before my first trip because I was like, all right, wait, I need to go in there and see what's going on.
Oh my goodness, Ivy.
I was like, and the way like that group just held me down, even when I got there and I started like feeling the culture shock.
Yeah,
because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know, and some people are able to identify it, and sometimes you may not. You may just feel a little comfortable feeling. That uncomfortable feeling a lot of times is very much culture shock because there's something maybe being or whatever that's not what you're used to.
And sometimes they look at you too. Like sometimes they can tell that you're not, you know, from Ghana. They can tell. Like, I know when I was there, honey, they were staring at me. And it didn't matter if I wore my head right, you know, it didn't matter if I tried to look local, girl, they knew. You know, but it was
cut my hair the second time. Listen, the second time I went out there with a shortcut, and I never cut my hair in my life. Okay, but I wanted to try something. I never cut my hair before ever. So that was something I wanted to do the second time because I was like, you know what? I've had issues with my hair as a Black woman, and going through different stages in my life, and pursuing professional careers, and wanting to be selected for the job, and knowing that certain things may not necessarily make that a likelihood for me, and trying to do things that would get me the acceptance I needed to get a position, and all these things. This is before, of course, I came under my own governance, right? I was still subscribing to working for these oppressive organizations. I'm so sorry. You know, and what's happening is, unfortunately, we do need to do these things to survive. And what we're doing is we're feeding and fueling the beast that's oppressing us.
Exactly.
So when we leave and we get out of the system and we go out there and we see things that are so different, we see freedom and wait, you're not stressed out right now? And when you ask what time it is, and everybody's like, I don't know. And you're just like, oh, you don't know. All the time. So that gave me what I needed at the time too, because with all of these things happening with the pandemic and things of that nature, a lot of people were under stress, more stress than usual. And finding a good way of managing stress and coping with things of that nature, I decided to kind of like take a step back and go to learn something from a culture where material things is not the only type of capital that people have. For some reason here, you know, unless it's property or money itself, it's like, it's not as meaningful. Whereas their social capital is one of the most important things that you could possibly have, because there can, and very well, it can very well happen that you can have all the money in the world and still not be able to get what you want out there for a period of time due to lack of access.
Yeah.
Your access to social capital is going to make it happen for you or not. So it's up to you if you want to come on. I'm a New Yorker. Good mornings and things of that nature went out the window. Though I am from Trinidad, after saying good morning to people for 5 years and they don't respond, you begin to stop.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I began to stop. And now I'm a New Yorker. I'm walking around. I'm just trying to get to where I need to go. And that's it. I'm not looking at anybody's faces. I'm walking the street. There's a bunch of people. You know, you do your thing and I do mine. I got my headphones. When I'm out there, I don't have to wait for
it's completely different.
Say,
man.
You know,
they are so helpful, you know, and forthcoming. You know, the morality stature there is just so high.
Yeah.
It is. It's like, yo, I need to be there permanent.
I loved it. I loved it. I truly did. It's beautiful.
And what about the children? Because if I'm not mistaken, you are a music teacher. Is that correct?
Correct.
So I'm just gonna let the platform know my new intro. I used one of her songs for my new intro, and thank you so much for that because I love the song. It's dope. I loved it. I told you I was gonna use it on my next one. I was not kidding with that one. But look, you like it? So do you like the new intro?
I'm like, oh shit! I even told my mom, I was like, Mom, guess what? Yeah, because that's my mentor, you know, my music mentor. So in order for me to explain it, I'll give you a little backstory. My mom is an internationally accredited and certified music teacher. Okay. She started off in the private and public sector in Trinidad and Tobago, came up here, and both of my parents got into the public and private sector of teaching music here. Okay. So after they both retired from the DOE, they maintained their music program. And how that translated to me was that at the age of 4, I began my rigorous training, in classical piano and music theory. Wow. And by the time I was 17, I was already internationally accredited, and I was able to start my own business at 18. And that's how I began teaching music and things of that nature. So when my business began to expand, because we kind of, you know, we have different approaches. So we come together, and then I also do separate things because my focus has been on community development and on engaging the youth in a way that I use music and I don't engage them with the classical piano initially, you know, because that was the thing for me. I started off as a classical pianist. Why am I now rapping? How did that happen?
I know, right?
I'll tell you, I needed a channel for self-expression. Classical piano is very strict, and our exams tell us, if you're gonna play this song by Beethoven, you need to play it the way Beethoven wrote it.
Yeah.
Or it's wrong. So it's like,
follow it to a T.
Okay. You know, and music theory is very strict on, you know, this is how it has to be played. This is the timing. This is, so, you know, being young and yes, enjoying music, I needed something that was for me. So I started rapping and things like that. And I mean, now I use it to call people's attention to social issues. And I use it to also raise funds for our initiatives. In a fun way that the kids kind of like, because then they can rap along, something positive. There's a different approach. So what we do now, well, a part of my Pan-African initiative, so to speak, is that the families and the students in New York that are part of our program are the ones that raise funds to fund the music lessons in Trinidad and Tobago and in Ghana, so that those children get it free of charge. You see? But this is our way of creating some sort of pipeline. You know, something small here can go such a long way there, that our sense of building community is having the students here and the families here who have more to give back in different ways. So I'll give you an example. On the 27th of this month, we are having a fundraiser. Our Black Stars of NYC are performing, and they're raising funds for the students in Ghana.
Wow.
This is our first, way of giving back. So that's why you see me at the school and making those songs for the kids.
Yes.
The song is marketing for people in New York, but the images are of people in Ghana and students in Ghana. And I'm just trying to, bridge the gap and make people see that we are one community. We may be far apart, but that's the whole point of us coming together in different ways now. We have social media, we can do things virtually. Let's see what we can do to still build upon our community. That is how the music turned into 1 minute I'm teaching piano, and the next minute I'm rapping.
Right.
That's where it comes together.
That's amazing. And whenever you go back to Ghana, I would like for you to link up with a woman named LaShawn Rainey. I don't know if you've been seeing her post inside the group, but she sponsors a school there. It's called the MAG Project, Making Obolo Girls Great. And she basically has this school where she funds cosmetology classes and seamstress classes for young girls, and the school is free of charge. I would like for y'all to link up, because like minds, come together and do great things,
Yes.
So check her out. She's in a group, and I want you to start posting your stuff in there, like whatever you got going on. Honey, post it in there, so people can see what you're doing. Because, this is all about positive vibes, and you got a lot of positivity surrounding you, sis. You do.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you engaged me like it did, because I feel at home, and, I'm so excited to move forward with you guys. I read the posts and I see things going on. I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Because, prior to joining the group, when I started talking about my upcoming trip to Ghana, I got some responses that were kind of disturbing, like, oh, you're wilding. I'm like, how am I wilding? Because what is the problem? Is it because it's the pandemic? Because that could have been what scared a lot of people. Is it because of where I'm going? Regardless of the fact, I'm glad that I went. I had a good time. I didn't have any issues with COVID-19 or exposures or anything like that.
Because it's not in Africa how they make it seem, how it is here in the States. It's not there, it's very low.
Very different.
Yeah.
So all of these things come together, but I definitely, I love the vibe, of having people from there, from here, people who are from here who haven't been there yet, or those who have moved, or, it's just great.
Yeah. It's like one big happy family bridging the gap, because we have been separated for hundreds of years, so, and we are more alike, than people know. We are. Like, we have so much in common, and we look alike too. I know you've seen it when you were there. You saw people there that you would be like, wow, you look like somebody I know in the States.
All the time. And I said, what? This keeps happening. I'm gonna have to do something, because I'm like, yo, your tribe could be right here. I'm like your brother, your cousin. It's beautiful. It is.
And it's so serious. Like, I was doing double takes, and I was like, what? Is that such and such? It's like, wow. It's crazy.
Yes.
So look, sis, we're about to get ready to wrap this up. I got one more question for you. Sure. So, look, what would you tell someone that has never visited Africa and they are wanting to go but don't know how? What would you tell them?
I would say, meaning that they want to go. When you say they don't know how, is it that they don't know how to connect with people there, or they're on their own and they want to travel? Or they're afraid,
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Are afraid,
barriers that people
because you got the people in your ear, Yeah.
Right. And yes, I know the barriers can differ depending on the individual, and sometimes it is fear. Sometimes it's just you know, some people are worried about the cost even of how much it's going to cost to get there. I would say number one, most times the flight is the most important, the most expensive thing. You can find you know, a place that's very nice to stay for.
But you know what? Traveling from New York to Africa is a whole lot cheaper versus, you know, coming from Illinois or something like that. You know, wouldn't you agree? Yeah.
Yes, it does depend on. Yes,
it depends on the location.
Definitely depends on the location. Absolutely, I don't want to leave that out. And also, I would say, you know, wherever you do decide to go, when you do get there, to be open to trying new things, because there are resorts everywhere that would keep you in this bubble, this Western bubble, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, you just call room service and just go within the resort to eat every day. You're not getting full exposure. You gotta get out there. You need to meet the people. You need to see what's going on. You just need to see how people interact, that day-to-day interaction. I mean, you know, so I would suggest, you know, of course, we're all going to be cautious. You want to be alert and things of that nature, but not afraid. I wouldn't say afraid. You know, especially, you know, my experience with Ghana, it's been so peaceful. I'm from Brooklyn. Come on, I've seen so much violence growing up here.
Oh, man.
I'm not even gonna lie about it. I've lost too many friends. Just going to a party, as soon as things get nice and people start having fun and drinking, I'm just like, oh, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
And going out and seeing predominantly Black males partying through the night, drinking, having fun, no fighting, no arguing. And if there's a disagreement, it doesn't lead to physical altercation.
It does not.
Just feel comfortable. The women weren't like, oh, she's from.
I know.
Like,
yes.
I'm welcoming and friendly to women. And I like that. I like to be embraced by women because I'll do the same, you know.
Yeah.
So I was glad to have that. And I made some friends and things of that nature. And it was nice. So I was able to do that because I stepped out and it made it so that I wanted to stay. So that's the second thing. Be aware of the fact that there is a large possibility to go out there and want to stay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if so, just don't be hasty about it because you don't want to go and have to come back. I don't wish that on anyone. Okay.
I know.
You know, traveling back and forth is hard for me even because when I'm leaving, I'm so sad.
I know, you're so depressed. And when you get back here, it's like, oh my goodness, you know.
Like, what is wrong? So, you know, for people who are able to relocate, if you can make that sustainable source of income, preferably from here, to make it that your stay there is comfortable, then by all means, you know, because you're gonna find people from wherever you're from over there, or wherever you lived over there. I went to Elmina and I met people from the Bronx, people from Westchester. I saw a guy with like Kente only on walking a dog with his wife, and he was from Westchester. He saw me laying on the beach, and what he said was, "Don't get sunburned." But the way he said it, I was like, "What? This man is." I said, looked, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Yeah, I was like, "You see my dog? His name is Kenya."
Wow.
Oh my goodness! So
hey, the Most High was with you the whole way. He was like, "I'm about to make this trip everything for her." You know, the Most High was with you the whole way, sis.
I'm telling you. So, you know, it's beautiful. Just get out there and explore and enjoy yourself and don't be afraid. That's all, you know.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so
welcome.
I really enjoyed this, and this is very informative for, you know, the people that are afraid to go, you know, just to hear your experience and, you know, see the light in you when you speak about these things. And, you know, it's very pleasing, you know, to my eyes, and I know it's going to be pleasing to somebody else's.
Thank you so much, sister.
Thank you
Continue
so
your
much.
amazing work at engaging people throughout the African diaspora and making us more comfortable to connect. That is huge. Okay, continue the great work, sis. Trust me, it is really impacting people in a positive way. You know, so
thank you so much, sis.
I'll keep doing
my sister here, she's one of our new moderators on the platform. So if you want to check her out and more about her story, you can reach her on Facebook. Tell them your name, sis.
Oh, well, I don't know if they see it or if it will be visible on the screen. But it's Doctress Akuah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, and I will also be posting some stuff, so you know.
Okay.
You guys will get a link to the page and things.
So
like
check us out on Facebook at Africans Leaving America. Thank you again, sis, and you have a wonderful evening and weekend.
Likewise, sis. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Maniac Beats.
Someone hit me with a question at the time they didn't know. If they want to make a difference, how far would it really go? In life, you get rewarded for every seed that you sow. So we're building a community to help to make them grow. I'm a Trini born, Brooklyn raised, Ghanaian from latter day. Always repping Africa, even when I'm not on the stage. I have to get back at you if you ain't riding on the wave. I'm all about Pan-Africa, the ancestors who paved the way. It's cool chillin' in NYC. How about them African children who went to bed hungry?